Hi, my name is William Justice, and I have a huge problem. For as long as I can remember, I've suffered from a chronic case of massive disorganization. Today we're going to talk about 7 quick tips in Davinci Resolve to help jumpstart your projects and fix it so you don't have this kind of stuff going on. If you could trade a few minutes up front for a much better video and an easier editing process, wouldn't you do it? Unfortunately, all this disorganization has really affected my editing process. So when I'm talking about media management, it does sound boring. So why should you care? If it's really exciting that there's a few simple things that I can do to make every single project I work on better and easier. Let's explore 7 simple things that you can do to take advantage of the editing process right from the beginning. There's a lot more options in Resolve than I'm going to cover, but these are the few basics, and I know that if you're using them, they will really help you out. If you like my videos, comment below, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. I would love to hear from you. Okay, the first tip is to set up an efficient folder structure on your computer for your projects. There's many ways to structure your files. I'm just going to give you a few ideas. Everybody does it a little bit different. You need to create a setup that's going to work best for you. Okay, a good way to start is to create an assets folder. That's going to have all your graphics and miscellaneous items. A clips folder, that's where you'll put all your videos. A music folder for music files. And a SFX folder for special effects that you're going to use in your edit. This works fine if you only have a few files, but if you have a lot more files, what should you do? You want to break these up into more folders so they'll be easier to work with. Okay, so let's go into our clips. You'll see that we can break it down by day. Another way to do it would be to break it down by scene. So here, if we know that we have distinct scenes, we could do scene 1, 2, 3, 4. If you still have a lot of files, a lot of times people will break it down even further by the camera or the type of device that was recording the video. If we have a drone, a GoPro, a main camera, any other secondary, third cameras, you can put all the footage for each of those right in there. Now, obviously, if you only have a few files, you may not need this kind of a setup and you can put everything in one folder. But it's a really good habit to get into to be organized and consistent between all of your projects. So I have a sample project set up here. It has some assets, just a few clips, have a few music files, and some effects files. What is the quickest way to get all of this into Davinci Resolve? All right, after I have my files ready, one of my big problems is I'm always in a rush to jump in, dive in, and start editing. I throw my files in there, create some bins, drop them in there, and start going without really looking through my footage and making sure that it's ready to edit and it's exactly what I need. Let's take a look at the media area. To get to the media area, all we need to do is click media at the bottom of the screen. The purpose of the media area is to help you organize and import all of your files. You can cut clips, you can organize, rename, we're going to go through all of that, and you can even synchronize audio. So the way this works is on the upper left, you have a list of folders and directories on your computer. This is where you're going to be able to select files from. On the right upper right is a preview pane so that you can actually preview and see what the media looks like. And down below, this is your media pool area. And this is going to be almost the same as the media pool area in the timeline editor. You have a bins list on the left, and then a media pool with a list of clips in that bin on the right-hand side. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a favorite that's going to enable us to get directly to our clips all the time without having to browse through all of the folders. You can see right here, there's a YouTube folder on my computer. I'm going to right-click on that and set Add to Favorites. So anytime I want to get to my YouTube projects, I'm just going to hit YouTube, and it's going to pull up my projects right there. So I'm not going to have to browse through my computer and go around to find anything. So importing files can be a lot of work, but now that we have a consistent file structure set up and a favorites area, we can jump right in and get all our files loaded into Davinci Resolve. Updates, we can sync those in just as easily. Let's import some media. I'm going to click on the YouTube favorite, and we'll go to this project 3 that I had set up. It has some assets, clips, some music, some sound effects right there. So the general way you might do this is take a clip from your drive and import it into your media pool area. And it's going to ask you if you want to change project settings, but we don't need to in this case. So we're going to say don't change. So this actually loads the clip into the project, and we go into the editor, we'll see it's available. But it's a lot of steps to do this. So that's going to import a single file, which is going to take a while. The other option is we can actually take all of these clips here, all of these folders, and take them and drag them into the media pool area. And we get them all there, put them all in at once, but we lost our folder structure in the process. Now this is the same thing that you can actually do from the Explorer window. Let me undo that. So we have our Explorer window, we can highlight the folders and we can drag them right into the project like that. We're not going to change the project settings. So if you think about it, the folders up here are the same as the folders on your computer. We want to keep the folder structure, so how are we going to do that? Let's undo this. To keep the folder structure, it's really simple. All we have to do is highlight these and drag them down into the bins area, and we're going to drag them right over where it says master. And you can see that we have our music, our clips, and our assets. Those folders are maintained and they're all together. So when we go over to edit the project, we have all the folders. We didn't have to create any bins, it did it automatically for us. Now, one of the things that I end up doing all the time is, as I'm working on the project, I end up adding more, some music, some sound effects. I might go out and create some more clips, add in some graphics, and I'll put all those in, and then I want to get them back into my project. So let's see how that works. Okay, so I've added in some new things in my project. I went into the assets area and I created a new folder called characters and added some character graphics in there. And I went into the clips area and I added in quite a few more clips, and these are from another video that I'd made. We want to get all this back into our project, so what do? If we go back to the favorites, this is project 3, highlight all the folders, and we just drag those right on top of the master. And there we go. So it created the characters folder for us, and it added in the new clips. So it's a great way to keep things synchronized. Your project structure will always match your file structure on your computer. Okay, with all the clips loaded, now's a good time to look through all the clips, go through them, and get them ready to be edited. Taking a little bit of time up front can save you a lot of time later and dramatically improve the quality of your videos. To get the clips ready to use, we're going to try to trim out all of the unnecessary parts and remove clutter. This will help keep your edits clean and simple. So to do this, we can go to each of our videos and set in and out points and also create some subclips. Okay, so I have this video of the bottle flip. You can see down here when I'm scrubbing through it. Let's click on that and we can come through here and find the exact parts of the video that we want. For that part, I'm going to go through until the bottle flips, and we can set an out point. So you can see here on that clip, it actually has an in and out point that's set so that when we go into our edit, we can take this clip and just drag it in, and it's exactly the part that we want to use with those in and out points. So let's go back to the media area. The other thing we can do is we can set in and out points on all of our clips, but some of the clips may have more sections that we want to use. So in that case, we can create subclips for each of them. So we'll go to this clip here where I'm talking. So there may be multiple sections where I'm talking and we want to use it in different parts of the video. We can kind of scrub through it, find the parts where I'm talking, and cut them out. A really convenient way to do that is to enable audio waveforms. So when you click on these little 3 dots, you can say show full clip audio waveforms. And that puts the waveforms right at the bottom and we can see exactly where I'm talking. So we can come to this point, hit I to set an in point, and hit O to set an out point, and we have that part is pre-selected. But you can see there's multiple sections in here. What we can do is to create a subclip out of this where it operates on its own. We just drag it down here, and we have the subclip. It's the same name as this one, and it's called subclip. And we can make multiple. If we go to here and set an in point and an out point, and we'll just take that and drag it in, and you can see we have a second subclip. Now in a second we're going to rename these because that's going to become important. So once you're done with this step, all of your clips, all of the excess and the parts that you don't want should be trimmed out so that when you're bringing them into the editor, they're exactly the pieces that you want to use. It forces you to review all your footage so that you're familiar with what it is and it's fresh in your mind so that you can know exactly where you want to place it when you're editing your files. Okay, this is really the second part of getting your clips ready. We want to make sure that our clips are easy to find when we're in the editor. Davinci Resolve has some great tools to help us out with this. When editing your project, you want to make sure that you can quickly and easily find clips when you need them. There are several ways to do this to make them easier to find in Davinci Resolve. A lot of times you'll have clips that look similar, and one of the easy ways to do this visually is to set the poster frame. So let's take this clip here where I'm pulling a spoon out of a drawer. We're going to go to a part where we can see the spoon right there. I'm going to right click on the thumbnail here and say set poster frame. And what that did is now this clip always shows the picture of the spoon. So as I'm looking through the things, if I'm looking for a spoon clip, there it is right there. The next thing that you can do is to give all your clips a unique name. This is real easy, and this gets useful if you have a lot of clips that are similar. Click on the clip, hit F2, and this one I'm going to call it spoon. And we'll go through and name a few of these. This is me by fence, so I'm going to call it fence. And you can get a little more specific depending on what your clips are. The other thing is you want to keep these names short because if they're too long, you can't see the full name in the editor. The other thing we can do is really helpful is to use some of the color options. So you can actually set colors on clips. So if we click on this clip, if there's certain clips that kind of are in a group and go together, you can use the color option. So you can set a clip color or flag. In this case, let's set a flag of blue. And you can see we have this clip has this little blue flag on there. And we can use this to search and find the clip when we're in the editor. Let's take all these clips right here. You can multi-select, we'll right click, and we'll set a flag, and this time we'll do green. Maybe on this one up here where I got the thumbs up, we're gonna make that one yellow. Flags, yellow. And this also works with the clip color. We'll, just to demonstrate, we'll take this subclip that I did here, and these really, I would want to rename these so because they all look the same, but we right click on it, we'll do clip color, and we'll say yellow. We've set all the colors, we set these names, but how does that help you when you're editing? Okay, let's flip over to the timeline editor. We'll click edit at the bottom. So you can see we have all our clips here. They each have a little color on them. There's blue, green, here's our yellow one. We have the clips folder selected. If we really had a lot of files, even throughout the project, we can enable this search option by clicking the search icon, and we have a search field up here. And we're gonna choose filter by all fields. Let's type in blue. It pulls up all of the clips that are either flagged, colored with blue. We can do the same thing with yellow. These are the clips that are yellow. And these are the green clips. We can also filter by the name. So like for example, there was remember the clip that I had of the spoon? We type in spoon and there's the spoon clip. Now the great thing here is that if you really have a really complex folder structure and you're using the colors to identify different elements, you can go up to the very master, the very top, and we're gonna click up here and we're gonna do all bins. So we're gonna search across all bins and let's type in yellow. And you can see it actually pulled in this yellow character, and this is one of the characters that we added. So this is a really powerful way to sort through and organize your clips and be able to find exactly what you need when you want it. You can enable live preview to see the clips in the viewer as you're scrubbing through them. To enable live preview, go up to these three little dots and click on live media preview. These options for the media preview as well as the audio waveforms, they also work inside the editor here. So when we bring up a video, we can show the live media preview and the show waveforms on the clip. So we'll go back to the media. So with the live media preview enabled, as you hover over these clips, it updates the viewer with what you're looking at. So it kind of gives you a more, gives you a bigger view of what you're looking at. So it just kind of follows your cursor along. But this works okay here, but in the editor, it got really distracting because I would have something selected the way I wanted and the screen would jump and change when I was kind of wanting it to stay the same. So anyway, this is something you may want to try out to see if you like it. Davinci Resolve creates timelines, compound clips, and fusion clips in the currently selected bin. This can be frustrating because the previews are created for the timelines and fusion clips, compound clips, kind of look exactly the same as your regular clips, and it's not easy to distinguish between them. Okay, I'm going to take a few clips and put them into the timeline. Let's take this fence clip and drag it in, and we'll just cut it up to be a little bit smaller. Just delete that off. So you can see the fence clip there. Now here's the problem is if we take this and let's say we right click on it and we're going to make a fusion clip out of it, and we can give it a name. You see we have fusion clip 1 and that they look the same. With the duplicates, it gets difficult to identify and visually see what you're wanting to do. So one thing I've been doing around this is, let me get that out, is I've been creating a bin and calling it DV for Davinci Resolve. And all you have to do is be in that bin, and with your clip selected, we can right click and say new fusion clip. And it puts the fusion clip in the Davinci Resolve bin. So all the Davinci Resolve specific things, whether it's a fusion clip or a compound clip, will be in there, and you'll know exactly where to find them. The other problem is like when you create timelines, sometimes the timeline looks identical to all the other clips and you have to look at the name. So what you can do with that is you can either create a specific timeline bin. You right click on the master here and say add timeline or add bin and create timelines right there. And you can take all your timelines and move them into the timelines bin, or you can just keep them in the master folder. But that way you can see here when we go to our clips, so you can see that the timeline had the little bottle on it, and in the clips we have a clip right here with a bottle on it. They're just easier to see when they're in their own areas. Okay, there was 7 quick tips to help improve your media management and get you off to a great start editing videos. If you like my videos, comment below, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. I would love to hear from you. Now I think I gotta clean up this mess.